Welcome back. I'm in Crescent City, California, near the beachfront park. And it's been about a week since I left off my last video near Tillamook. And a lot has happened. And the big thing was just the registration on my van. And at this point, it's just incompetence by the dealership that I bought that van from. And I couldn't wait around any longer for them to get their act together. And it didn't help that over the last week, Northwest Oregon has been hit by some pretty severe weather. So I just needed to move on, and I'm just gonna have to deal with the registration issue on the road. Maybe I'll have to stop at the post office a couple times. But yeah, I'm here in Crescent City, California now. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day in the city. I've been driving pretty hard the last day or so. And then tomorrow we'll go to the Redwood Forest. And then I might drive up to the Six Rivers National Forest. Otherwise, we'll just continue down the California coast, probably to Eureka in a couple days from now. So there you go. The first spot that I checked out was the Battery Point Lighthouse. Now this rocky area that I'm crossing here, I suspected at the time when high tide hit, this area would be completely covered in water, and I did go back there after dark and the water was completely covering this rocky area. I moved on now, and this jetty is right near the lighthouse, and it protects Crescent Harbor. This is looking on the inside of the bay from the jetty. There is a pier next to the jetty. I'd already been walking around for quite a bit of time, so I ended up not going down it. After leaving the jetty area, I drove around for a little bit to see if there's any sort of downtown area, but I couldn't find one. But I did find this 3rd Street coastal access. It's kind of interesting. There's so many rocks in the ocean that most of the energy from the waves is dissipated by the time it gets all the way up. After leaving the 3rd Street access, I walked around a little bit more, and I found these exhibits of the concrete barriers that we saw out on the jetty. This one's a dolus, and the other one that you're about to see is a tetrapod. Crescent City was one of the first cities to test them on their jetties. There is a regional office for the Redwood Forest here in Crescent City. Unfortunately, it was closed by the time I got here, but there was a map, so I do have a game plan for tomorrow. This is Elk Creek, and it's down by the exhibits, and that was a wrap for the day. Before I left Crescent City, I wanted to check out this Crescent City harbor area. When I woke up, there was a wind advisory. The wind speeds were 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. And I almost contemplated not even leaving Crescent City because I was concerned that going up into the Redwood Forest at this time could be dangerous. Limbs could be crashing down, but as you'll see, that wasn't the case. Alright, I made it to the Redwood Forest, and it is kind of a combination between national parks and state parks. Just in this area, there's at least 3 state parks that are redwoods and 1 national park. Well, if I haven't said it already, good morning. I'm in the Redwood Forest. I'm on the Damnation Creek Trail. Of course, my plan was to go up to the Mill Creek campground area and do some of the trails up there, but the campground is closed, so that whole area was closed, which I figured even if the campground was closed, still might be able to go up there, but nope. So came just down the road to the Damnation Creek Trail, and even that's got an issue because they're working on the trail a mile from the beach, so I'll connect with the coastal trail and hike on that for a little bit, and then we'll kind of see how the day progresses, considering I've already ran into one issue. So yeah. Hopefully from this shot of me walking past this fallen tree, you can get a sense of just how large some of these redwoods are. I'm back at the trailhead now, and it's drizzled the whole time through the hike. Ended up hiking a couple hours, but yeah, we'll continue down the Redwood Highway. I made a pit stop at the D. Martin picnic area, which is just down the Redwood Highway from the Damnation Creek Trail, and this is the Wilson Creek. Okay, I'm at the coastal drive now. It's a scenic loop. There's a couple places that I want to check out, including a World War II radar site. I'm still by the entrance to the coastal drive. I walked over to the Klamath River. This little exhibit talks about how one time they got 24 inches of rain in the area and it washed out the original bridge, and it's kind of fitting because it is absolutely pouring right now. The first stop that I made on the coastal drive was at the High Bluffs day use area. I want to point something out with these shots where it looks like I'm basically right on the edge. I do have a 4-foot selfie stick, if you will, so I'm pretty far back from the cliff's edge. Alright, I'm at the radar site that I was talking about. This is radar site B71 from World War II, and it was disguised to be a farm. This is a view of the Pacific Ocean from the radar site. Because of the cliff and all the foliage, probably could have been easily disguised. I'm at the mouth of the Klamath River, and as I was driving by I noticed some dilapidated buildings. This is the U-Rock ceremonial grounds. I didn't really do any research on it, but I think the county is called that. But I wanted to check out these buildings as well as the mouth of the Klamath River. I'm headed back to the van, and it was absolutely nasty out there, and I needed to dry off a little bit. Good morning. I'm in Orick, California. I'm on the Orick Horse Trail, and you might be able to see it in the background. We have the Redwood Creek, although I really wouldn't call it a creek, more of a river. So to kind of catch up on yesterday and kind of explain why I'm here in Orick, after I left the Klamath River area, I wanted to go check out the Davison Scenic Highway. However, it was closed due to unsafe road conditions. So I did check out a few other spots really quickly, but I was over being wet and cold. I was getting tired, so I called it an early day. Came down here to Orick. The plan for today is to go up to the Golden Bluffs beach area, which is in the Perry Creek section of the park. Spend a couple hours there, and then we'll head to Eureka, California. I made it to the Golden Bluffs area. I ended up staying out on the beach for a short amount of time. The weather was absolutely nasty out there. The weather was a little bit better inland, and as I was going out to Golden Bluffs, I noticed a day use area with a bunch of trails. So I came back up here, and I'm going to do the Trillium Falls Trail. I think it's about 2.5 miles round trip. I'm almost back to the van, and I'm going to wrap up this video here of Crescent City and the Redwood Forest. I'll pick up the next video in Eureka, California, so I want to thank you for watching.